Now at 6, Kansas authorities released their report on a sniper incident that took the life of a 2-year-old child in Baxter Springs last year, and what, if any, charges will follow. Plus, it's time for a little fall cleaning as Fort Scott opens its doors for a citywide garage sale. And gone but not forgotten, a fallen JPD officer will have a bridge dedicated in his name and honor.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Prosecutors say they will not seek charges on a Joplin police sniper who shot and killed a 2-year-old girl during a multi-fatal standoff last year in Baxter Springs. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. The incident took place last March. Baxter Springs police responded to a 911 call for help. When they arrived at the scene, a woman exited the residence and a man, Eli Crawford, shot her. Now, Crawford barricaded himself in the residence with his 2-year-old daughter, Cleslin. Cherokee County authorities requested help from neighboring agencies, including the Joplin SWAT, and a standoff ensued for more than 3 hours. According to the KBI, Eli Crawford died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and Cleslin Crawford died as a result of the single round fired by an officer from the Joplin Police Department. In a 37-page report released yesterday by the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, officials do not believe the fatal shot fired was reckless. The report goes on to say the officer's training involved shooting on targets where the subject's target was using a hostage as a shield and other partially obscured targets, and it would be illogical to train and certify snipers with those abilities if a sniper is never authorized to take such a shot in conditions that happen in the real world. Now, you can read more about the history of this incident on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at your Friday night football forecast.
Well, it looks pretty good. We had a nice day outside for us today, and also a good chunk of us got showers and thunderstorms late last night and then into the morning hours. And of course, we need the rain. Let's look at our temps. Anywhere from 85, Lamar 81, in Neosho. Grand Lake sitting at 84, a little bit warmer. Parsons sitting at 89 degrees. We do still have a little bit of smoke out there, so a little bit of a haze, but not as bad as what we have seen over the past couple days, and this will diminish a little bit as we go into the weekend, which is great. Clear skies right now, not much across the Central Plains. If you are heading out this evening for high school football, looks pretty good. We slide back through the 80s, 70s, all the way down into the upper 50s for us later on tonight. Now, we're going to look at our weekend forecast and our next chance for rain here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Little Rock and other parts of Arkansas clean up after a severe thunderstorm produced hail and winds up to 80 miles per hour this week, and that's according to the National Weather Service. Houses and cars were damaged by downed trees and power lines, according to local reports. Energy Arkansas said more than 10,000 customers in Little Rock were without power midday on Thursday. Authorities arrest country singer Zach Bryan yesterday in Veneta. Bryan was booked into the Craig County Jail around 7 o'clock last night on allegations of obstruction of investigation. Bryan says he takes full responsibility for his actions and will be taking care of the legal matters when he gets back home to Northeast Oklahoma. Well, after a momentary dip just before the holiday, gas prices appear to be on the rise once again in the 4 states. According to AAA, a gallon of regular unleaded in Jasper County will cost you $3.41. Across the state line in Crawford County, the average price for a gallon is $3.40. In Ottawa County, it's $3.44. Now, the national average for a gallon of gas remains relatively steady nationally at $3.80. The price of oil has increased this week, though, after news that Saudi Arabia plans to continue its voluntary production cut through the end of the year. The City of Joplin reports some progress on the West 32nd Street construction project. Starting Monday, West 32nd will close at the intersection of Crane Drive. There will be no access to 32nd Street there. The closure is expected to last several weeks for earthwork, curb and gutter work, and paving. At the same time, other parts of the road are opening to local traffic, and that includes Far West 32nd from Woodland Drive to Fire Station 6 and from Iron Gates to the Westbury neighborhood. Some work will remain ongoing in those areas, so drivers are asked to use caution. Joplin Police Department would like to invite the public out to the dedication of the Officer Jake Reed Memorial Bridge. On March 8th, 2022, Officer Jake Reed fell in the line of duty after attempting to arrest a suspect who was involved in a disturbance and attempted theft. During the struggle, Officer Reed suffered gunshot wounds and was unable to survive his injuries. 3 days later, Officer Jake Reed passed away, and his organs were donated to save the lives of others. Ceremony will take place on the west side of the 20th Street Bridge. It's located at 1200 East 20th Street, and this will be on Tuesday, September 12th at 4:30 p.m. You can head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for more details. Residents in Fort Scott are doing a little cleaning ahead of fall. Today kicked off the city's annual citywide garage sale. Dozens of homes are selling their unwanted items, including furniture, clothing, electronics, and tools. Officials say they hope the sale will bring in lots of visitors.
Yes, you can definitely drive around the streets of Fort Scott during townwide garage sale and might have a little trouble getting through and navigating because there's usually quite a few extra people in town.
Most of the sales will continue tomorrow. Coming up, KOAM Sports Director John Dales has an exclusive interview with the head coach of the Joplin Eagles ahead of their game against Ozark. And up next, Pitt State rolls out a new program aimed at helping some students adjust to college life. KOAM's Fernanda Silva takes us to Pittsburgh for a closer look at Sparkwheel. Pitt State is starting a new program to help students adjust to campus life. Sparkwheel focuses on students who have been in foster care, are experiencing food or housing insecurity, are balancing parenting while in school, or face other barriers that might affect their educational journey. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
Sarah Flasner is a transfer student at Pitt State. She had to take a mental health break after her first 3 years in college and wishes she had had support at the first university she attended.
It totally would have helped me. I probably would have, maybe wouldn't have even had to have dropped out, honestly, if I'd had more college help on campus.
Now at PSU, she's thankful she found the help she didn't have in the past.
Just being a student in general, there are always barriers that can get in the way of your success in school. And Sparkwheel is all about breaking down those barriers.
Sparkwheel is a new program at Pitt State. The goal is to access students' individual needs, help them set their goals, and check in with them each month.
You have the ability to improve your life through education, and we don't want, the lack of family support or the lack of stable housing to keep you from being able to achieve that degree. Ultimately, we want students to be self-sufficient, so not just doing the work for them, but seeing themselves as effective and empowered at meeting the goals that they have for themselves.
I need help with career interviews, and I need help with applications. Even just regular job stuff.
The initiative originally serves 35,000 K-12 students in more than 70 schools in Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Iowa. This is the first time a university is hosting Sparkwheel. The hope is that other places will replicate the program.
There are barriers for students, and it's not just a Pittsburgh thing. It is happening all over, and getting your degree is a stepping stone to climbing the economic ladder, to having the career that you will find fulfilling.
Besides being grateful, Flasner is also hopeful about what the future has in store.
Sparkwheel will really help me be able to achieve everything that I want to.
In Pittsburgh, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Every public school in the city of Pittsburgh counts on the support of Sparkwheel. At PSU, almost 10 students are currently in the program. The goal is to have 55 by the end of the academic year. Well, a little later, John talks to Curtis Jasper, the head coach of the Joplin Eagles, as they prepare for the game of the week against Ozark.
Plus, we're going to look at that football weather and, of course, into the weekend coming up next.
Hey, welcome into our game of the week between Joplin and Ozark. I'm John Dales here with Curtis.
Home is where a new
Head coach
sunrise
for the Joplin
says,
Eagles.
I don't want to
Coach,
wake
you guys
up
are 2-0,
anywhere else.
one neutral multiple scores. How do you feel at this point in the season?
I'm proud of our guys for the start we've got off to. Obviously, there's things we need to work on. I feel like we've had a good week of practice. Obviously, homecoming all around, so
Life is about waking up
lots of fun for the
with
fans in the school
We're
this
the local
week.
bank that's with
We've
you,
got a ball game to
wherever it
win,
leads.
and
Because we're more than a bank
we've worked
union.
hard for that this week, so we're ready for that.
Highlights from your game last week over Willard was tight end Whit Schaefer just running over a defensive back and then going into the end zone. What can you say about having him as an option on offense?
Absolutely, his biggest forte is what he can do as a blocker, but he's also a huge target, and what he was able to do last week after the catch was amazing, and then he had a big catch later in the game as well.
You guys also, you have Quinn Renfro down with an injury right now, but Torrin Jones comes in, fills in, has 3 touchdowns last week. What can you say about, one, how much you guys maybe miss Renfro, but then 2, how much Jones has been really great stepping in?
Yeah, Renfro's a great player, obviously committed to South Dakota State, but Torrin did a great job coming in and filling in for him last week, and we kind of mixed him in anyway, but he really shouldered the load for us last week at the running back position.
What have you seen out of your quarterback, Hobbs Gooch, this far into the season?
He's actually out tonight with an injury, but he's done a great job so far. We want to get him healed up and ready to go hopefully for next week.
And what does Ozark do well that makes him a good opponent for tonight?
They play really hard. They got a new coach, but, they gave us about all we could handle last year in a real close game. We expect them to be disciplined. They're going to throw a lot at us offensively and defensively, a lot of different sets and motions, and defensively they're going to come at us with a 3-3 front with a lot of blitzes and things like that. So, we need to be disciplined in our own right and be able to be true to our schemes and take care of that.
What's going to be the biggest key to getting a win here on homecoming?
Executing our schemes. We execute our schemes and do a good job, we'll be fine.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. How a trained fire in Southwest Missouri provided some training for firefighters. Plus, Jomo Pride Fest kicks off with a parade through downtown Joplin. And a husband is going viral for how he let his wife know he won't be available for chores during football season. Those stories and a whole lot more tonight on the KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Well, a CBS affiliate reports a woman from the Knoxville, Tennessee area has made her way to this year's Guinness World Records book for the hair-raising accomplishment of the world's longest competitive mullet. Tammy Manis laid claim to the title with 5 feet, 8 inches of business in the front and party in the back. Wow. Now her mullet was born February 9th, 1990. No coincidence, that's also my birthday, February 9th. Interesting.
But not 1990.
We're not going to talk about that. Manis came in second place at the USA Mullet Championship, which led to her being entered into the Guinness World Records for 2024. 2024 Guinness World Records book will hit the shelves September 12th. Manis is in it. That's awesome.
It's impressive. If you like mullets.
How do mullets have birth dates?
Well, that's when she started growing.
Competitive. That was her first winning competition, so she started it that day. That's pretty cool.
That's impressive. All right, weather-wise, looks pretty good as we go through the evening hours. Rainfall, you can see where we got it last night. I was actually, doing my job, working on a blog, and then kind of forgot to put the 7-day up. So, let me load it for you. But temperatures over the weekend look fantastic as we are going to be into the upper 80s. And then look at this, 70s. Rolling Monday, Tuesday, near 80, Wednesday and Thursday. So turning a little more fallish as we go into next week.
You can be honest, you got distracted by that amazing mullet.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great Friday night and an even better weekend.
Of course, we're going to check out your weekend forecast in our next Chance for Rain tonight at 10.
Jomo Pride Fest 2023 kicks off in Joplin with a parade. Join us at 10. It's Friday night football, and we've got highlights from the area's biggest games tonight at 10.